Taxation has been a topic of discussion across the country, and here at the debate circle, our motion for today is: overtaxation is the main reason for financial distress amongst Kenyans. Opposing and proposing this motion is St. Stephen Mulwanda versus Friends School Chandumba. Proposition, Speaker 1, you have 3 minutes. Good luck to both teams.
Should we always have tax revenues? And should people demonstrate, others be killed, and others abducted due to revenue? Then, my name is Sagala Brian from Chandumba Secondary School, and I have come up with a solvent combined with a solution to make a better solution. So, I think you will agree with me as I am proposing the motion that says overtaxation is the main reason for financial distress among Kenyans. Now, someone somewhere can be wondering, what is overtaxation? Then, overtaxation is to make a person or organization pay too much tax than what is expected. Now, what is financial distress that Kenyan face? Financial distress is to make a person. Financial distress refers to the suffering and problem caused by not having enough money. Then, overtaxation has really made people to go to financial distress. I can assure you by telling you that overtaxation has really led to mental distress. Mental distress is one of the major things that overtaxation has led. People, when they are taxed, you can find that a person is earning 50,000 maybe in a month, and when he or she is taxed, he is taxed half of what he has. So people end up having in mental distress over overtaxation. Next, I can say that overtaxation slows down economic activities, leading to economic collapse. Economic activities, maybe I am a grocery seller, and I am being taxed of what I have in my grocery. So it will make me just to have economic distress over the collapse. And when I am taxed, overtaxation, when I am taxed, I can just end up just by saying, let me close my grocery, because I not having any profit. I'm just losing by just paying the tax. Next is economic overtaxation. Overtaxation can make a personal debt, make a person just when he or she is taxed, he can go and just take some money from loans. When he takes money from this loan, he is not able to pay because overtaxation has made him or her to have mental distress. So I as a grocery seller, I have my personal debts. I have just took a loan to start up my business, and I have been taxed. So I as a grocery seller, I can be taxed, and then I end up closing my business just because of overtaxation. Thank you.
The voices have been heard, and the tears have been felt. But what is the main reason for these voices? I, Esala Christopher, first speaker from St. Stephen's Mulwanda, echo these voices by opposing the motion that says overtaxation is the main reason for financial distress among Kenyans. First of all, I would like to define some terms. Overtaxation. This is imposing tax to an excessive degree on the people. What is financial distress? Financial distress is a situation where a person suffers an instability in their finances or financial struggles. On to my first point, I would like to say that it is not high taxation that is causing financial distress, but instead there are some factors that causes the country to face this financial distress. First is corruption. In the year 2021, Our former president, Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta, mentioned in the Daily Nation, in the first page of the Daily Nation, January 18th, 2021, that Kenya faces. The president stated that Kenya loses 2 billion daily on corruption. And this is the reason why Kenya faces distress, or the people faces financial struggles in the country. You can imagine a case where corruption is the order of the day. In courts of law, the judges expect bribes in order to serve the citizens. This, we find that they charge even the poor who are not able or who earn less income, hence causing them to be very stressful and struggle, making them to have financial struggles, which might cause them to have negative impacts on themselves. Also, we have unemployment. There is high cases of unemployment in the country. And this is the reason why there is financial struggles in the country. To sum it, financial distress is caused by unemployment since people don't have a source of earning a living. And this causes them to have or to struggle financially. Thank you.
As they say, best teacher is to experience something. This is what we experience in our Kenya, overtaxation. We have experienced this overtaxation that lead to the emergence of the GNC. Why are these GNC protesting? It's because of this overtaxation. They are protesting to end up this overtaxation to lead to the growth of the country. But overtaxation have really affected them. On to my second, is the overtaxation lead to slowing down the economic activities. How does it slow down economic activities? We have experienced that overtaxation in some companies lead to the dropping of those companies. You have seen this investor called Rai, who have come in Mumias Sugar Company to invest there and increase the developing of that Mumias Sugar Company. Then our president overtaxed him. That's why this investor Rai got rid of starting increasing the products that are bring into Mumias Sugar Company. On to my second point is, it has led to high cost of living. You see these people who have low jobs and they are still overtaxed. They are finding, let's say of a grocer who is selling vegetables, is getting 1,000 shilling per day. And then when he is going for banking process, he's being taxed 3% of what he has banked. There you will get the high cost of living is increasing because he is not earning anything. Or to my third point, it has reduced overtax revenue and due to administrating revenue. How has it reduced overall tax? Overtaxation, as you know, our country is not developing because of this overtaxation. People are overtaxed and they have low jobs. Let's see the country like our neighboring country, Uganda. They doesn't have overtaxation. They are continuing with their economic activity very well. Have you ever seen protesting in the other country like Uganda? No, you have never seen. But our Kenya is overtaxing, highly overtaxing Kenyans. My name is Jefta from Chandumba, French School Chandumba. Thank you.
Thank you for this genuine time for giving me to oppose the motion that overtaxation has brought financial distress to our country's economy. Firstly, A drowning man catches on anything to save his life. Our state right now, it is at the state of dying, and it wants to grab on anything to survive. And this thing is overtaxation. No, it is not overtaxation. We as Kenya, being a third world country, we face various problems that are making us to experience a financial distress apart from overtaxation. Firstly, we are lacking unemployment. The Gen Zs that you are saying are not even protesting about the overtaxation. They are protesting because the government cannot put appropriate measures for them to get employed and therefore being taxed. So the government is trying to tax people who are unemployed. Secondly, poor leadership and mismanagement of funds. Like the case of when the county government was introduced, we thought that our counties and our state will be at a good condition, but it later gave rise to Alibaba and the 47 thieves because the county government is not taking the appropriate measures on the fund that is getting from our people and putting them to the places where they are needed. They end up asking us where the money went, and therefore that is the main reason why you're being overtaxed. And again, development. We as Kenya are not stable in terms of development. We are getting there. We are still not yet. So these funds that are coming to our country are being placed on development issues, and therefore you have to be taxed for the development to occur, and that is not overtaxation. It is because our funds are going on development. Thirdly, improper utilization of funds, like the cases of where COVID-19 and the KEMSA scandal. The money that got lost, we don't have any clue on where the money went, but the penalties were taken by the victims who committed that crime. Our leaders are misusing our money, and therefore we are lacking experienced leaders who will utilize the money and give us the results that we want. Instead, our money disappears and we are left on to being taxed heavily.
Well. A wise man once said, you can fool some people all the time. You can fool all people sometime, but you can't fool all people all the time. As my opponent once said, you say that corruption, overtaxation, you say that overtaxation is not the main reason for financial distress because there is even corruption in Kenya. How can mental distress cause corruption? How can that corruption be caused by mental distress? Because you say that mental distress is not caused by overtaxation, and it is caused by corruption. How can corruption cause mental distress? I may say, high cost overtaxation has caused high cost of living. Like my fellows have just said, high cost, if he or she was a greengrocer, then you buy your goods so that you can sell them. Then you are overtaxed. We say, today I have sold, now it is in the evening, I've been taxed, I've got my money, it is 1,000, then I've been taxed, we say 50% of the money. How will I be able to provide for my children who are going to school? How will I be able to provide the basic needs for my children? Another point is, it slows down economic activity. Our country can't grow when we are overtaxed. Like the GNCs, they are protesting because they don't have enough money because they are overtaxed. Yes, they are unemployed, but they are overtaxed. The government requires more money than what it is needed, and we don't know what the money does because we don't have infrastructure in our country because of overtaxation. It has it has slowed down our economic activity. It has brought mental distress because, for example, we say, I am just the greengrocer, the same greengrocer. Then I may place my money to invest more money. Then if I place my money, when I will be placing my money for more than 2 months, the money will be growing. What if I go back to the bank? Then I will find out that the money has grown, but what is being taxed is more than what I have saved. I will get less money, which means, for example, I needed to do something. I needed to pay my children's school fees. What will I do? It will lead to mental distress. We say, for example, I may say that my child was sick and I've been overtaxed. From where I was to my destination, I've been taxed more than the transport that I had. Even when I've gone for my child's medication, I will also be taxed.
There are 3 main problems facing Kenya as a country. The first problem is ignorance, followed by poverty, then diseases. If you are ignorant and you don't want to work, you will become poor. And when you become poor, diseases will come through. And then these diseases, you will not have finance to cater for them, like to use it to treat your diseases, and you will end up dying. I am by Angeline, Speaker 3 from the SEK St. Stephen's Mulwanda School. And so, before I put across my points, I just want to clarify something from the first, second, and third speaker from the proposing side. The first speaker came through and talked about mental distress. And apparently here, all of us know that we are talking about financial distress. And the second speaker talked about Rai, an investor at Mumias Sugar Company, running away. No, you are lying. Rai invested in Mumias Sugar Company, and that's why Mumias Sugar Company, up to date, it has been revived and it is producing sugar. To the third speaker, you talked about mental distress, the same thing that your first speaker talked about. But here, we are here to talk about financial distress. And so, let me put clear my points. My first point is that improper utilization of revenue. And I want to put across an example of 3 countries where people are being overtaxed, and yet they are enjoying the overtaxation. A country like Sweden, Norway, and Finland are being overtaxed. But you know the reason is the government is overtaxing them, but for their own benefit. And the benefits are their children are getting free education, they are getting free medical care, and so they are enjoying it. And you can't stand and tell people that you can't stand and tell people that overtaxation has made people to undergo mental illness. No. And so, moving on, when there is a country like Kenya, we are basing on agriculture. Agriculture is the backbone of the country. And so, the reason as to why we are opposing that overtaxation is not the key reason for financial distress is that agriculture has been carried out from the year 19th in our country. But there is no any single day that a farmer had stood out and said that overtaxation has made him or her to stop agricultural activities. So, up to there, I rest my case. Thank you.
Round of applause.
Well. Back on stage is Vanessa Mary from the prestigious school, Friends School Chandumba. And I may say, we didn't say that overtaxation is the main reason for mental distress. We say that overtaxation can lead to mental distress. And if I may ask, which evidence do you have that agriculture started in 90s in Kenya?
And which evidence do you have that there are 3 countries that are being overtaxed and they can't complain? Which evidence do you have? And if I may say, the evidence for our financial distress is that when a budget was read in 2024, the budget was read among East African countries. And have you ever seen any country protesting? None other than Kenya. Have you ever seen other country protesting apart from East African country? Thank you.
Once again, I'm back on stage. I'm by Angeline. And so I want to give a reply speech. And so, as you all know, many students in Kenya are going to Finland so as to get proper education due to the tax that they are paying. And also, you have asked something to do with agriculture starting in the early 19s. To those people who study history, early man started agriculture in the early 19s. So there's no reason to stand here and give you evidence and yet you have the evidence. And so I firmly continue opposing this motion that overtaxation is the key reason for financial distress in the country. And I can see that all of you, even you, my fellow proposers side, you are agreeing with us. So I'll just urge you to put hands together and sail in this one boat so that we can make Kenya a country that everybody will be happy to live in. And up to there, I rest my case.
Thank you very much, both teams, for your excellent speeches. Allow me to begin with proposers, and I'll start to speak to Brian Isagala. I loved the fact that, one, you defined what overtaxation is, and I was able to see that element in your definition of too much tax running in your entire argument. That was a good team cohesion.
It is a learning experience, guys. Just correcting one thing. Rooney, you said Kenya is a third world country. We are now a developing nation, not third world. Huh? So our report card has improved. So kindly take note of that. Otherwise, I wish us all the best. And Angeline, I liked your stage presence. Just keep on eating whatever you're eating. You're doing well. Thank you.